Hello everyone, and welcome to Let's Talk About, the show where I ramble on about various video game topics. And today, I'm going to do something a little bit different and talk about what I've done with my channel so far, and what I hope to do next year further down the line, and what your thoughts on this channel as a whole are as well. So first off, I want to wish everyone a very, very Merry Christmas. This is my favorite time of year, bar none. I always love this time. But even if you don't celebrate Christmas, I want to wish happy holidays to everyone out there. I hope you're all doing awesome. I always love getting games for people, especially close friends of mine. There's just something special, at least for me, about giving them a video game I know they're either going to love or I've played myself and I'm like, you gotta try this out. There's just something really special to me about giving the gifts of video game adventures to loved ones. So moving on, I wanted to talk about my channel a bit. I'm planning to do my favorite 5 games of 2016, hopefully next week. For those of you who don't know, I'm trying my darndest to keep a weekly schedule, so I do a new video every Sunday, if possible. Sometimes it doesn't happen, and I always beat myself up about it when I don't manage to get a video ready for Sunday. But so I'm trying to get at least one video up a week, even if it's only just a playthrough episode. So yes, I'm gonna be working on favorite 5 games of 2016, and I'm hoping to have that up before the start of January. Another thing I want to talk about is my Game Reflections episodes, which are my video reviews of video games. For those episodes of Game Reflections, what I'm doing is I'm trying to play through the entire game, at least the story mode of the game, before I post a video on it and giving it my thoughts on the game as a whole. And unfortunately, there's been some games I've wanted to do videos on this year, but for whatever reason, I wasn't able to get around to finish that particular game. With that in mind, I want to state that my favorite 5, they're mostly games I finished and loved this year, but I'm currently working on Shantae. As you can see, it's the background video for this episode of Let's Talk About. As much as I'd love to, at the moment I don't have the resources to dedicate a majority of my time to this channel. Hopefully that will change in the future, because I'd love to do more frequent videos if possible. But at the moment, with my job and all my other extracurricular activities, the videos get lost in the shuffle, so I apologize for that, because that's sometimes what contributes to delays, is I just haven't had time to get through the games as a whole, so I feel like I shouldn't be able to do an episode of Game Reflections on them, because I haven't truly finished it yet. And so again, with that in mind, even though I haven't technically finished some of the games from this year, they are not exempt from the favorite 5 games of 2016, so you may or may not see some games like Shantae, which I may not finish by the end of the year, pop on the list if I've enjoyed them enough, if I feel like this is one of my favorite games from the past year, even if I haven't reached the end of it by the time the favorite 5 video comes out. Because there are at least 2 or 3 titles, one in particular I'm thinking of right now, that has a very high chance of making the list. And truth be told, I haven't finished it yet. Mostly because it's a time thing, and also just because it's really, really difficult, and I haven't been able to complete it. But I love that game, and it's going to appear on the list, either in the honorable mentions or the list itself. So I hope that kind of clarifies how I do my Game Reflection videos a bit, and how I do the favorite 5, because again, it's extremely hard for me to pick a number 1 thing on any list. That's why for my favorite 5, instead of saying it's a top 5, these are just 5 of my favorites in no particular order. That way, I love all of them equally for different reasons, and that's definitely going to affect the favorite 5 games of 2016. One more thing I want to touch on, and I kind of want to ask if for those of you who want to discuss it in the comments, is my playthroughs. I've done a couple of playthroughs the past year. It's mostly been the Telltale games. First, I want to ask if you prefer the longer format like I did with the Batman games, where it was the entire episode in one video, and they end up being about an hour and a half to almost 2 hours long. Or do you prefer shorter 20 to 30 minute segments? Because I know I have some friends who it's hard for them to watch, it's hard for the video to buffer if it's super long, so just let me know which type of video format you prefer for playthroughs. And also, if there's any particular game you want to see me play through next year. I'm still not able to do commentaries on games at the moment just because of the way my recording equipment's set up, but I am doing those pre-show and post-show thoughts on that segment of the game, so I'll continue to do that, and maybe some text stuff like I did with the Uncharted playthrough. So please let me know what type of format you prefer, if you would like to see more playthroughs, and if you have any game recommendations you'd like to see me play through. What I'd love to do is play through one of the Dark Souls games next year, but at the moment my video editing software is not capable of formatting 60 frames per second, and I would love to get a higher frame rate on those playthroughs, because it's affected some of the quality of my videos and it's kind of irked me a little bit. So after the holidays, I'm planning on buying some new video editing software, and hopefully that will improve the quality of my videos and make them even more enjoyable to watch. So I want to give a huge thank you to all my new subscribers. Even if it's just like one per week, it always warms my heart just to know that I'm making someone's day enough that they want to keep watching my videos. So thank you for all those of you who subscribed, and even those of you who aren't subscribed and maybe watch my videos or have just watched one or two and are interested in seeing more of my content. I would love to have you stick around, because I have a lot of fun making these videos. I had a very specific goal with this channel when I made it, in that I wanted to have a more fun, upbeat, not so cynical take on the video games, because as much as I love channels that are silly or like kind of like Angry Gamer, those can be fun, but I've always been a more optimistic, upbeat person, and I want to try to bring that attitude to games, because that's just who I am, and I love sharing why I love these games I share on my channel, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I do. So thank you for hearing my ramble about this channel. I promise I'll do a more video game centered topic next time. I just wanted to give a brief overview of what I've done with this channel so far, and how some of my video format works, and what I hope to do in the future. And I'm really excited for next year. There's a lot of interesting titles coming out, and I'm hoping I'll be able to do as many videos on those as possible. So look forward to Favorite 5 Games of 2016, as well as a Shantae Half-Genie Hero Game Reflections episode. Those two are in the works for sure. And I got some more Black Sheeps on the way. Those might take a little bit longer. Those usually take the longest out of all my videos, just because they're a little bit more involved than some of my other videos, because I do more of like a history, and then I play through the entire thing, and then I kind of recap on the franchise. But anyways, they're a lot of fun, but they take a wee bit longer, but I do have some in the works. I'm hoping to have at least one out by the end of January. But I digress. Thank you everyone for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed this ramble. I'm hoping to do another Let's Talk About soon, probably about my more anticipated games of 2017. But until then, I wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas again. I'm very thankful to have an audience like you, and my only hope is that we'll grow over the next year or two, and that you continue to have fun with this channel. So thank you, and Merry Christmas, and keep having great adventures, everyone.